Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Now, it seems that we may be headed towards a normal Tuesday inside of FC25, but today there's something that maybe could hit a little bit different. Of course, we're getting close to Team of the Year. That loading screen right there was freaking sick. The vote is now out, as we talked about yesterday, and the pack save is officially on for a lot of us, but that's exactly it. Should we be getting a pack SBC today? There's an SBC, this one right here, that is expiring, and something's going to replace it. Maybe one of the better packs that we could save right now for Team of the Year. We're going to talk about that today, as it could make some of our investments that we've been shouting go up in price as well. And guys, the Team of the Year vote is out as expected. As mentioned, is it making the impact that we thought on the market? Are player prices dropping? Hint, they are. We're going to talk about that more. What else to expect today on a Tuesday. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Now, let's go over yesterday's content on Monday, because Mondays and Tuesdays normally aren't that crazy, and that kind of is how yesterday went. Now, we did have a new objective. We didn't have a friendly mode, but we have this numero challenge objective here, which literally just gives us some decent packs and some SP for just doing some random things. Score and rush, play squad battles, play rivals, list a player, and do 2 SBCs. Not a whole lot here, except for a 125k pack and a decent amount of SP. There's not a whole lot there. Now, we'll talk about the other stuff and objectives from yesterday, which was FC Pro Season 4. Guys, if you watched the live stream yesterday, you were able to get a lone Gravenberch and a 50k pack, which is, of course, the normal reward that we get from those. Now, the biggest thing from FC Pro yesterday is, as we talked about at the end of the video yesterday, there was big potential for some of these players with the upgrades being massive. Take a look at the price of Bino Gittins. This card was 190k yesterday. I sold way too early after the match at like 219, 220k or somewhere right around there is where I sold. This card really has flown, and same thing with Carvalho, because they got double boost. This card's actually getting 3 upgrades because his pro went crazy yesterday. So after yesterday's matches, Bino Gittins is getting 3 upgrades with a +2 overall to an 89. Carvalho's getting 2 upgrades to go to an 89 from an 87, and Redondo's going to an 87 because all 3 of these pro players are moving on to the final event. So these upgrades are probably going to take place today, and that is why their prices are up big. So I guess GG's if you invested, right? Fabio Carvalho was this price before the matches. During the matches, he's dropped down to about 59,000 coins, and now he's back up. But Bino Gittins was by far, of course, the biggest riser yesterday. So if you have these, I think I would sell before the upgrades. If I was to choose when to sell personally, I would sell under the hype for sure, because they're already up so much. And then, of course, if you look at the flip side of the coin, as expected too, the players that are not getting upgrades anymore, like this Oxlade Chamberlain, have dropped down a lot. Now, I know this card was like 15 to 16,000 coins. This one today, if he gets back to the 15, 16k range, I think that looks like a decent buy to me, to be honest, because this card, as you can see already, is going back up. That's a really nice card for that cheap of a price, especially right now in this part of the market where the low tier is doing good. So I think that card, like 15, 16k, if he comes back down today, is a good investment. If he doesn't, then he might just kind of stay around the 20,000 coin range. I think that card looks pretty cheap for the price, though. So that was the FC Pro event from this week. Again, a lot of people are going to be investing for next week with Group B. So if you want to take a closer look at that during the week, this week, of course, Team of the Year is going to take all the headlines, but that's something to kind of keep in mind for next Monday when the next games happen as well. Now let's go to Evolutions, because we had a new Evo yesterday. It's an Evo that is re-released. If you guys remember, the Octopus was an Evo that we had maybe a month or maybe a month and a half or so in the past. It's back again. This reignited the thoughts that Evolutions right now in this game somehow broken. Again, a lot of people are saying, oh, Nate, they just keep re-releasing SBCs. Like we have Octopus 2, we have Dino Magic 2, right? Winter Wingback 2. Guys, I don't honestly think that all evolutions are broken. We just had the Remember Kleiber, right? Which is a completely different evolution from other ones that we've seen before. Striker Visionary is completely different. You know, I don't think that any of these Evos are broken. I think if there's anything that is broken right now, it was attacking Avalanche with the giving of 2 playstyle pluses and that whole situation. I think that might be where evolutions are broken at the moment, but that's not been confirmed by EA. So I think we can't just sit here and say that Evos are broken, but I digress. I just wanted to mention that because a lot of people were talking about that yesterday. The Octopus 2 evolution here It's an okay one. It's not crazy, but if you do have one of the better players that fits into it, there are a few cards that go crazy. Like for my club, I really don't have a lot that goes in here that really makes me want to do this evolution or go crazy for it. It's win 3, play 5, so it's 9 games in total, which is not the easiest. You get press proven, you get slide tackle, and a decent boost. I mean, it's mid 80s on all of the stat limits there, so you can make some cards look pretty good, including this Tchouaméni and Ramirez. I think Ramirez, Tchouaméni, and Matuidi are probably the 2-3 best cards that fit in this Evo. So if you have a Tchouaméni card and you want to use him in game, this one looks really, really good. He does not get a playstyle plus, but 87 rated has been like the rating of Evos that EA does not want to allow us to Evo. I know a lot of people right now are frustrated because they're like, Nate, I have so many 87 rated cards in my club that I would love to Evo, and I can't because all of these are overall max 85 or max 86. Hopefully next week, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, when Team of the Year actually starts to come out and ramp up, we finally have some of those overalls inch up to 87, maybe 88. That's when we could really see Evos take off again. That's kind of what I would look for and hope for, to be honest. But we're still here with max 86. I mean, this Ramirez card, as you would expect, since he's one of the better ones to fit this Evo, and that card looks cracked, let's be honest. If you have this Ramirez and you want to use him, I would put him into this evolution. A, it's a free Evo, and B, the next time that he gets a promo card, which is probably going to be at some point in the next couple of months, this Evo might be better than the promo card that he gets or on par with it. So personally, I would say do this evolution. He's up to 293K. I think he was 240. This graph is crazy. He was 230, 240 yesterday. The Evo dropped. He went all the way to 400,000 coins, came back to 260, and now he's like 300,000 coins. So you saw a big rise there. And same thing with Matuidi as he fits in this one as well. Maybe if there's somebody from your club, this could be a good center defensive mid Evo for them. For me, it's probably going to be a chain at some point, but it's not a super crazy one. So let's keep moving with the content, guys, and go to SBCs, where we did have a player SBC yesterday. It was the one that we thought, the one that we guessed. It was the Flashback Benini, and it's not that crazy of a card. It's just an okay card. Let's be honest, 4-star, 4-star, 5'3". The dribbling is going to be the key part to this card. She's probably going to be great with the left stick. If this is a card that interests you, again, I think you go ahead and do it. It's pretty cheap. I mean, she's coming in at only 44,000 coins with an 81, 83, and 84 rated squad. That is dirt cheap. I think for most, it's not the best SBC to complete, but the best SBC to complete for sure is the 77 plus player pick. Guys, this is actually a really nice SBC. I know that we're in the mindset of saving packs for Team of the Year, but this is one, like I mentioned in yesterday's video, that I and you guys should open during this week, especially with the daily gold, bronze, silver, and upgrades that you can get the easy gold cards to do this for. At least open a couple per day. I'm not saving every single pack. That way I can still keep some fodder coming into the club for the upgrade SBCs that we're going to talk about today. So I think that 77 plus player pick is pretty good. I've done a few of these and the weight was honestly a lot better than I would have expected. So that's a W, to be honest. I was pulling multiple 83s, 4s, and 5s almost from every single player pick. Of course, you have a few that aren't that good. I think those are actually worth doing a few of, though. And we also had a tradable Prime Gold Players pack. That's a sneaky good challenge SBC, numero foot challenge one. Just wanted to bring a little bit of light to that, as that is actually a really solid SBC. Now, the last thing from yesterday was new cards. Guys, EA added new cards, 2 packs yesterday. Some of those players like, James Rodriguez and Cuadrado that we've had recently added to the game, they added a whole bunch more. Balotelli has been added here as a gold non-rare card. You've got guys like Carlitos Vela that have been added. Then you've got some other middle tier to high tier fodder. You've got 86 Szczesny. You've got 85 Hummels. Then, of course, you got Rabiot, Cascarino, Marco Reus, big name there, Alexis Sanchez, and a whole host of other bronze, silver, and gold players. Ogbonna from Watford, Claude Maurice in the Bundesliga now. Didn't even know he was there. John Brooks, USA center in the center back in the second division in Germany. So there's a lot of cards that have been added here. You maybe have seen like Marco Reus and some others on the top of FUT as people have actually already started to pick up these cards to try and go evolve them. A lot of people are trying to get these and put them into Evos straight away so they can start using players like this that they haven't been able to use all year long. So that's one thing to watch out for in the market right now, are these brand new cards. Some of them are selling for some inflated prices. That is one, like Martial. Here's a big one. Martial is 5K on the market at the moment. That's a card that probably a lot of people are trying to evolve just because it's Martial, French striker card. Decent player there, right? He's how much? He's 4-star, 3-star. He's got advanced forward, false 9, Finesse Chip Shot Technical. So not a terrible card with a boost from Evos. Could be solid. So I wanted to point that out as well, as you maybe notice you're packing a few new cards. Now, the biggest thing from yesterday, you saw that loading screen when we logged on, which was the first time that I had seen it. That was pretty sick. The biggest thing for sure was the Team of the Year vote, guys. It is out. It is here. Team of the Year voting is officially underway. The first thing that I noticed, and it's a very small thing, you may overlook it, but it's actually a big deal. That card design right there, that should be the official Team of the Year honorable mention card design for the players that maybe don't get into the final Team of the Year 11, but those that just came up short. Usually every year we have a full Team of the Year release, and then we have the Team of the Year honorable mentions. Players that were in this list that maybe didn't get into the final 11 have some smaller boosts, but some good cards still released in packs. That's the best honorable mention design that I have ever seen. So we absolutely love that. Now, there's a couple players that are missing, and we mentioned this yesterday. Kevin De Bruyne and Courtois are probably two of the bigger names that are missing from this vote. I think EA did a pretty good job of putting a lot of the players that deserve to be in this in the vote. And of course, let the opinions run wild. I had Pulisic in my vote yesterday, and that's just for fun though, right? Again, do I expect Pulisic to actually win? No. Does our vote actually 100% truly feel like it counts? No, at the same time. That's why we got to have some fun with this. I know there's a lot of opinions. A lot of people get stressed like, Nate, that's not a good Team of the Year vote. It's just for fun. If you want to see mine, it is on Twitter. My link to the Twitter is down below in the description. But that was just fun stuff yesterday to see that. One thing that I did find interesting about the women's Team of the Year is there's a lot of women's Barca players for sure, but a couple of players that could be classed as attackers are in the midfield. Specifically, we have Putellas, who's more of a cam or center mid for sure, but Trinity Rodman, she's actually in here as a midfielder, which I think actually gives her a better chance potentially getting into the Team of the Year. Sure, it's going to be tough competition with Putellas, with Guijarro and Bonmati. This is the way that my midfield vote looked, was Putellas, Bonmati, and Rodman, because I was like, shoot, I figured she would have been in attackers, but instead of having to put her in over somebody like Graham Hansen or Payor or Salma Parluelo, who are very deserving, or maybe even Sophia Smith, we're able to put her in the midfield. So I like that one. Again, make sure you go ahead and vote. I'll put the link to this down in the description once again. One thing to point out is the vote is live until January 12th in the very late night US time, so early morning UK, so like early morning January 13th is when the vote will end, which means that next week, next Monday, Tuesday, basically Tuesday, Wednesday as well, we should start getting leaks for who is in the men's and women's Team of the Year. They'll probably know the attackers first because those are what come out in packs first. But that's the big deal, of course. The hype was all about this yesterday as people were choosing Team of the Years. It's fun stuff. Make sure you get your vote casted and have some good fun with that. Now, like we talked yesterday too, we were expecting the market to have some impact because of this vote, and it's kind of going exactly as expected, guys. The cards that are dropping are the ones that we expected to drop. It is cards like Winter Wildcard Hyunmin Son. This guy was 1.2 million coins a day ago. He's now 1 million flat. Even some cards like, less expensive, but still very meta. Vinny Jr. Vinny Jr. was 430K yesterday. He's 480 right now. That is how a lot of these graphs look. They just look like this. Maybe not necessarily straight drop-offs, but just that trend line is definitely pointing in a downward direction on a whole lot of cards inside of this game. Some Winter Wild cards specifically. Again, the more expensive players are where this is happening on. Neymar's 1.8 mil. Wow, that's a big drop for him. Maybe some of the icons are dropping too. R9, he was 11 mil at one point. Right now, he's 12.1. Sawa is down. Carlos Alberto is down. Dalglish, Mia Hamm. A lot of these cards are down. The more expensive ones, but that's what we expected, right? Now, the part of the market that's doing good is the lower tier. This is the part of the market that I continue to trade in, try to make some coins and flip some cards. You saw me yesterday buy some players. The flips worked out great yesterday, especially for those cards in the lower tier budget. And some of this stuff, like I bought the David Neres, right, for 27,000 coins. He's still kind of going up. I flipped the Gilmores yesterday. Kobe Manu is a card that I was buying for 13K on Sunday. He is now, I believe, 17,000 coins? Where is he at right now? 17,250. He's probably going to go to 20,000 coins by the time this week is over, guys, because those low budget cards, that's the reason why I like that Oxlade Chamberlain. The low budget cards are the place to be right now in the market. They just continue to go up where the rest of the market goes down. You look at a guy, look at Ousmane Dembele, 550. He was like 650. This Salah is down a couple 100,000 coins from just the Globetrotters cards here alone that we're taking a look at. That Di Natale is down. Both of these Di Natale's down. Yaya is down as well. Companies under 500K. So those cards are definitely dropping. It's the stuff that's under a couple 100,000 coins that is still doing good. I think if you want to trade in this market, that is where you got to be 100%. And I think you still need to be a little careful in flipping some cards because there's still player prices on the lower tier that could drop. But I think for the most part, the top tier cards are still going to keep falling too. I know a lot of you are like, Nate, that Saliba card, he may get in Team of the Year, Saliba. But, you know, let's say Saliba doesn't get in Team of the Year. This is going to be a hot item that a lot of people are going to want to pick up because they're going to say, since his card is not in Team of the Year, I want to pick up the next best version, which is this one. He's now under 1 million coins. That's going to be a card that we have to watch. I think the prices still drop, though, later on this week and into next week for sure as we start to get those leaks. Like we were mentioning yesterday, the leaks will be the next real driving force of panic selling of cards in this game. So that's kind of the market situation right here. But let's talk about what could drive the market maybe down a little bit more today. Maybe kind of turn some prices on the lower tier down too if there's any sort of panic. Maybe not a whole lot. That's why we like the lower tier because it doesn't cost a lot to flip the players. A lot of people who are fresh on the game, fresh to this, are buying and flipping those cards too. But let's talk about the SBCs for today, right? That's what we're here for because there's an SBC that is expiring today that a lot of us have been doing and crafting to save for Team of the Year. And what we think will come and replace it would be maybe an even better pack because of what happened last Tuesday and some rumors that are circulating right now. This is the 85 plus combo, right? Notice the expiration date. It's expiring today at content. Came out, I think actually that came out on Friday. Right, that came out on Friday with the new promo team. Last week on Tuesday, this is where things get interesting. Last week on Tuesday, we had this, the 83 times 10, and that was a bit of a surprise because the 8214 last week expired during Winter Wildcards, and this replaced it. Now, are we expecting the 8310 to return today? I don't think we necessarily are, but there are rumors that the 82 times 14 could potentially replace the 85 combo today in game or at some point later on this weekend or sometime soon. That is one of the reasons why we have been saying to look at in-form investing as one of the best investments on the market right now. And these cards are starting to trickle up just a little bit. How much are they? 13. Now they're still about 12K, so they're not up that much, but you could get these on bid on 12,000 coins flat earlier this weekend, and right now it looks like, I mean, they're still instant selling at 12.5. So if you can get informs at 12K, I think that's the safest or one of the safest fodder investments for right now that you would also be able to make profit on throughout the later part of this week if we get good SBCs today or tomorrow or Thursday, but then also next week during Team of the Year warm-up. I think Team of the Weeks are going to be needed for that too, so I still like that investment at 12,000 coins, regardless of whether we get an 8214 or an 83 times 10 today. We are definitely going to be getting some sort of upgrade pack because EA know that a lot of us right now are ready to stack packs for Team of the Year. If we were to get an 82 times 14, would that hurt the rest of the fodder market is the other thing that comes to mind for me, because one of the reasons why fodder prices went so low during Winter Wildcards is because we had the 8214 every day giving us a lot of the fodder that we had, but then not a ton of SBCs to put it into. I don't necessarily think an untradeable 8214 would be an SBC that would hurt fodder right now because it's untradeable. I really just think that it would be another pack that we would like to stack. Now, really, if I'm being honest, an 8214 would not be the best pack possible, I'd like to say, for Team of the Year. If you guys remember last year, I think we had an 84 times 5 or 84-7, or maybe it was an 85-5. Anything that's higher rated, an 84-5 would be phenomenal. They might even require like an 84 or an 85 rated squad for an 84 plus times 5, but anytime that pack has dropped in objectives, that has been a banger pack. So I think the 8214 would be today if I had to guess, but that would be a really solid pack that I would definitely, even though it's got a lower rating, 82, that is definitely a pack that I would stash up for Team of the Year, 100%. That would give us a lot of fodder when that is out for hopeful big SBCs in terms of player SBCs and other content that is out. So I know that may not seem like a huge hype thing that we're looking forward to today, but right now we're in this mode where we're not opening a whole lot of packs. Like I got my weekend league rewards yesterday. I didn't open any of the packs. I just opened the player picks, and the packs went straight to the stash. I think that is one of the most important things right now is the packs that EA released that we can save up, that we can hold for hopeful team of the year ripping. So that's why I wanted to talk about that today, and that pack is expiring, so we're definitely going to get something to replace it. It all comes down to what actually is going to replace it. Now, the rest of Tuesday content today to finish out this video, it's going to be a bit of a shorter one just because there's not a whole lot going on right now. It's the week before Team of the Year. Things are pretty quiet. We are expecting the Rush refresh today, of course, the weekly Rush points. Again, maybe a few more packs here that you could open, maybe a couple that you could save. Last week, EA made these a little bit better. We had an 85-plus player pick at the very end. We had an 80 times 10 and some 82, 81, 83 guaranteed packs. We'll see what they do with this. We would expect to have something new there today as well. And then when you think about SBCs, besides the upgrade pack, could we have a player SBC? Maybe. But at the moment, I really don't think we're going to have another player SBC until we get the center mid mini release, right? We have Goretzka. Goretzka's coming in this team. We have Guendouzi, who is leaked as a two-part. Remember, there's just like the Neto, Pedro Neto, we have a leak for a Guendouzi who could be maybe a center mid or a center defensive mid with different playstyle pluses, allegedly. There's no official stats for that. If he's going to be coming tomorrow, I think that would be leaked probably today, so watch out for that. The rumor is that this mini release would be tomorrow on Wednesday. So new team of the week drops, and then we have more mini release players added to packs with the Goretzka and the Timber here. So I don't think we may get a player SBC today, and maybe nothing. To be honest, that might be safe for tomorrow. But that is one thing I did want to mention. Other than that, today on Tuesday, I'm not expecting a whole lot. Mondays and Tuesdays, like we said, pretty quiet days. The Rush refresh, maybe an upgrade pack SBC or two. I think even the campaign pick might refresh today. If you did it the first time, I did not. This might refresh today. The icon refreshes on Thursday, so we don't have that there. But really, it's kind of like the week of upgrade packs that we can save. So that's what we're watching for today. Last thing to look for is maybe another Evo. There is an Evo that FutAccountant is claiming Clement Longley would fit in. So it looks like a center back 85 rated maximum evolution. We'll have to see how this unfolds and how good it is, or even if it's today. Again, Tuesdays and Mondays, like we've been saying, have been some of the quietest content days, which means should be a pretty good day once again for the low tier part of the market. I am not very heavily invested at the moment, but I am invested on the lower tier cards, those Colby Mainus that I bought for 13K, still going up in price. I still have the David Neres that I'm holding on to that I bought for 26 to 27. And I do have a Lewandowski that I was flipping. I still have the Rolfos that I bought for 130K as well. Not a whole lot of cards invested for me at the moment for sure, but what I am invested in, it is lower tier out of pack specials because that is what keeps moving. All right, I won't take any more of your time. If you want to tweet me your team of the year votes, make sure you do that below my team of the year tweet. Again, that Twitter link is down below in the description. And I got a new Weekend League set of rewards yesterday. If you want to see it on the TFATG, that is on the second channel. I'll link that above right here. We made some changes to the formation, and it actually kind of cooked for us. So you'll see that there. We'll be live again today on Twitch. That link's down below in the description. Stacking our packs and just adding to what we've already stacked up as Team of the Year draws clear and draws closer, not clearer. If you guys enjoyed this one, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in a video tomorrow. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you there. Peace.